So I hope you have been having fun learning about all the different holidays that take place around the world. I listed out here all of the different countries that we have talked about. So here's Africa and the Middle East, Sweden. Maybe I'll even use my hand pointers. Sweden, Australia, Canada and the US, Mexico, Italy, Israel, Germany, India, and just the US. So I'm going to show you something and then you can decide what country it goes with. So for example, Christmas, that's an easy one. Where does Christmas take place? That falls under Canada and the United States. What about Hanukkah? What about Hanukkah? What country do they celebrate Hanukkah in? Hanukkah takes place in Israel. That one goes in Israel. How about Las Posadas? That was the first one we learned about. Do you remember the first country we learned about? They broke the piñatas. That one is Mexico. Mexico. What about Christmas? But Christmas where they had the angel and Father Christmas. Let me see. Where did that take place? What did we call them? That happened in Germany. That was Christkind and Father Christmas. Christkind and Father Christmas. That's who that was. So they celebrate Christmas, but instead of Santa Claus, they have Christkind and Father Christmas. How about Diwali? Where does Diwali take place? In what country? That was India. And remember in India, they had that Rangoli. And those lamps. Right? The Rangoli and the diyas. Those special lamps or diyas. All right, let's grab another one. Well, another place that celebrates Christmas, but Christmas Santa wears short sleeves. Do you remember where that is? Where Christmas they have short sleeves? That's Australia. Australia. Here's another one. Another place that celebrates Christmas, but remember they talked about this witch there that brings presents? Remember what country that was? Do you remember that witch's name? Labafania? That was her name, Labafania, and they said that she brings gifts instead of Santa Claus. That is in Italy. In Italy. Okay, the next one. Kwanzaa. Do you remember where Kwanzaa takes place? Kwanzaa takes place in the United States. Just the U.S. Just the U.S. It came from Africa, but it takes place in the U.S. How about St. Lucia Day? Where did that come from? That, we're only getting down a couple. That came from Sweden. Do you remember the boys and the girls dress up there? Our last one, Eid al-Fitr. It's one of the last, close to the last ones that we talked about. And the only one we have left, it's going to go under is Africa in the Middle East. And remember, that's the celebration after Ramadan. They get to celebrate when it's the first crescent moon after Ramadan. And they get dressed up and have a special party because they don't eat during Ramadan. So after Ramadan's over, they're very excited. So that is all of our holidays around the world. And I hope that you learned something new because I definitely learned something new this time. So I hope you had fun learning about our holidays around the world, and maybe you can share that with somebody when you celebrate. Maybe if you celebrate Christmas and that's coming up, maybe you can share that with somebody in your family and what you've learned.